I just want to share things that have changed my life recently. There's a couple lessons that I learned. I started to view work not in such a negative light, but more in a very exciting light, and to orientate my entire life around making money. So instead of wanting to watch Netflix, I can message people and try to get leads to teach them English. Second thing is I humbled myself. I don't need to have such a high paying position. For example, for English, I'll be like, they're not gonna pay this amount of money, then I'm not gonna do it. But then I thought, what, I can still do it. It's better than not getting any money. Another lesson that I learned is you can't be both busy and broke at the same time. You can either be broke and have a lot of free time, or you can be very busy and have a lot of money. I learned that when you set a meeting or you schedule something, to just follow out and do it. Stick to your commitments. That's a huge lesson I learned. Another one I learned is focus. When you decide to focus on something, it's saying no to everything else. For example, even if it's something that I would consider maybe a mundane task that I wouldn't think so important, like for perhaps clearing up the storage on my phone. Okay, well, I'm just doing that, in that amount of time, I'm just working on that one thing and nothing else matters. That's helped me alleviate all the stress of, okay, well, I'm not doing X, Y, and Z, and so I feel all this pressure and stress. No, you just do what is at hand, okay? Another thing is to show up every day. This I have learned a lot recently from fitness. So just showing up at the gym, and even if you're just doing some calf raises or hanging on the bar, that's good enough. You can take this and apply it to other things. So if I'm just making one video every day, and that's good enough. Just do the reps. You want to have the quantity in order to gain the quality. Okay, and so that has been a major thing where now in the morning I just want to shoot one video, and then I'll go to the gym, and then I want to teach one English class, and having those three paired together. The English class is enough to pay for my food for the day. The video is what's going to slowly start growing my business. Working out is obviously quite important for your own health and for my confidence and for modeling and everything like this. So just showing up consistently every single day, and you can't fail. Eventually you'll make it. You will learn a lot of skills along the way. So that has been a major thing for me. I wrote something on my Instagram the other day, which was something like, life is quite great when you sleep well, eat healthy, go to the gym, properly attend to your tasks, and spend the rest of the time with people that you like. And that simple 5-step philosophy has made my life much better. To just simplify life into that, and that is good enough for me, and I'm very happy with how that is. And so that is perhaps something that you can think about. You can kind of just reframe life into a very simple way. If you do X, Y, and Z, then life is quite great. So this helps me a lot. And when I say properly attending to your tasks, I would always put off messages I would get maybe from clients or my agency, oh, you need to submit this details, or you need to schedule this, and I would just oh, I don't really want to reply to the message right now, or do I really want to shoot an introduction video? Do I really want to put on some casual wear or a button-up t-shirt and send them for my portfolio and all this thing? And I'm nah, I don't really want to do it right now. So I find that attending to your work immediately and just getting it done is massive change. Okay. Another lesson that I learned is you need to always be taking action, and it is your behavior that is what matters at the end of the day. So it doesn't matter how you feel. So for example, I may not feel like shooting this video right now, but I'm doing it, and I realized that, oh, you just do it, and you get it done, and it's done, and your life progresses because it moves forward. But if I'm well, right now, my emotions are not so good, I look kind of haggard and tired, and so I'm not going to shoot the video. Well, if I follow that mindset or that life philosophy of pampering myself, and then I will never actually accomplish the things that I want to accomplish, and I will never move forward. And that, comparing to just sucking it up in the moment and getting it done and actually completing it, is a much better trade-off. And so that's another lesson I learned. And then another thing that links into this is finish the thing that you're doing. When you shoot a video, shoot it, edit it, post it. Don't just do one of those. Don't just shoot it and then maybe you edit it. So most of the time, for example, I might shoot 100 things, and out of the 100 things I shoot, maybe just 10 of them will edit, and then out of the 10 that I edit, maybe I just post one. Well, that means all the other time was quote unquote wasted. Okay, unless that content is not so good, or you edit it and you realize that it's not so good. But we need that feedback loop. Okay, so you can't be a perfectionist. You need to just post. So like every time I post a video, I'm like, oh shit, like I should have cut that part out, or I should have put this in the front, or oh, I should have added this kind of text here, or I should have had this kind of music instead. But I would never have thought that if I did not post it and realize it afterwards. And then you post maybe this video and wow, this one succeeds really well. And lots of people like it and lots of people share it. And you're like, okay, well, what did I do in that video that's different from this video, which no one liked? And you start to gain a feedback loop where you're constantly improving from doing this, basically. And so you want to get into that loop, and it's for maybe content creation or for business. So for example, if you're reaching out to leads and you're like, hey, I want to teach English, well, you can try different ways to ask people and different ways to carry through the conversation. And I've had times where people just like, oh, so you're just a salesperson, blah, 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 and just like block me straight up. And so you kind of learn like what not to say and what you should say. And so that's a massive thing. And then even, for example, teaching English, you know, it's something where you do it and you kind of learn like, okay, what works and what doesn't. And it's much better to just do it and get started rather than, okay, I'm going to study every single day. Like, what is the best way to teach English? And then reading textbooks and studying grammar, and then wait 3 years, 4 years, study university, and then I'm going to start teaching English. No, you just start teaching, and then you get a feedback loop, and then you improve, and you get money while doing it. It's exponentially better. And so, and then also I'm much calmer in my life. You know, like I realize that in every moment I'm focused on doing that one thing. And I also, another thing that I need to teach you is you need to spend the time to analyze the thing that you're doing, whether or not it is a high leverage task. Is it actually something that is going to yield results in your life? So productivity is defined by the work that you do. Does it yield to something? So you can be very, very busy working on a lot of things, but none of it actually yields to anything. And so that is the opposite of being productive. That is unproductive. And so you do need to do some third-person observation and decide whether or not the thing that you're doing is actually productive. Okay? Yes. And so that's very important. But as soon as you identify that, you identify your high leverage tasks, and then you put into that mindset, I'm just focused on this one thing and nothing else matters. And, you know, you show up consistently every day, then you sleep like a baby at night. You sleep like, okay, I did my things today. I met my goals. I properly attended to my tasks, and I pass out and I'm in dreamland. And so this last week, I have slept better than I have in my entire life. And I kid you not. I go to bed at I went to bed at like 8 p.m. one day, and I woke up at 7 a.m. the next day. Just slept like 11 hours straight. Last night I went to bed around 11 something, and I wake up at 5:30 a.m. Every day I wake up before the sunrise, and it's just natural. And, you know, yesterday I had the opportunity to try being a PR at a club, and I didn't want to go because I'm like, man, my sleep schedule's so perfect right now that I don't want to mess it up to be out doing that. Like, I have no interest in drinking anymore. I just want to eat like passion fruit and go to the gym. And so it's such a good feeling. I think also I've been having like this looming stress over my visa for a long time, and I finally just went and talked to my school. I talked to the people at the office. I talked to my company. I got all the paperwork. I submitted it. I paid the money, and now my visa is being processed, and there's no worries, you know? Like when you actually just sit there and face your problems rather than having them lurking in the shadows, just constantly giving you stress, suddenly you're not having any more issues, you know? It's such an enlightening, such a relieving feeling to have these things just done. So to recap everything, you need to show up every single day. You need to focus on the thing at hand. You need to evaluate whether or not that thing is even worth doing. Is it a high leverage task? You need to simplify your life into a new framework so you understand what is valuable and what is not, you know, something like this. And then you just need to show up and do your tasks, properly attend to them, you know, commit to your commitments. If you schedule something on the calendar, actually go and do it, especially if it involves other people. And then you should always, you should just schedule some things where, like, maybe this will just progress your life, just have that, in your schedule. What else? Make sure you're staying healthy, you're sleeping well. If you can get on a good sleep schedule, eating healthy, going to the gym, and then you have this really optimistic mindset, and making sure that you spend some time with friends and doing the things that you like, and then also orientating your entire life around making money, and humbling yourself, realizing that, you know what, you're actually not so great in the beginning, and you just need to just work and get the skills, acquire the skills. And then remember, the thing is, you can't both be busy and broke at the same time. And then also reshaping your mindset about how you view money, like, is working 5 hours to buy this one t-shirt, is that worth it? If someone tells you to go work in the coal mines and they'll give you this cotton t-shirt, would you do it? I would not. And so it kind of helps you reshape your mindset. So a lot of things to consider. This was my spiel today. I'm very happy I shot this video. I'm very happy that, I didn't just procrastinate it, and I just did it, That's such a great feeling. And so that is what I hope you can take from this video. And I hope maybe some of the lessons that I learned recently that has drastically shaped my life and have made it better and much improved can help you too. Anyways, take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.